can I fix this? Hold on. Oh God. Hold on. Reporting from my boot. Oh, Jesus. I have made a makeshift studio in my bookcase. This is it. Oh gosh, this is it. I'm doing the best I can. The one thing in my room that I haven't sold, aside from my bed, is this. So, hey, Star family, welcome. Welcome. Thank you all for joining me. Again, I apologize for the tardiness. I didn't realize because I sold, like you guys know, I sold my table and parts of my studio that I was using for this. So when I went to go do this live, I was just like, I'll just use my bookcase. But the thing about my bookcase, it's taller than me. So there's no way for my lights to get in. So I was trying to figure out a way to suspend my lights, but it just didn't work out. So I'm doing the best I can. I literally have the lights right here. I'm a DIY hoe. I'm going to get it done no matter what. Hey, Claire. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Miriam. How are you? You know the vibes. Oh, shoot, because of my light now. My light is in a weird place. I'm telling you, I'm learning so much about lighting doing this. I never paid attention to that. I never paid attention to lighting. I never paid attention to camera stuff. I was just always an actress. And doing this and just like being out here in this industry and realizing that you have to, looking like me especially, you have to know how to do it all to get ahead. But this is what we're using right here, Twisted Peppermint. I'm still beefing with them, but I'm going to use up the lotion I got on sale. Hey, Baka. What's up? I should be at Georgia Peach early March. It's just, this move is just taking so long for me because I didn't realize how much stuff I had, how much stuff I needed to give away. Because listen, I probably would have taken everything with me, right? And probably just downsized on the East. But then when I was crunching the numbers and realized how much it's going to cost for me to ship this stuff cross country, I was like, nah, if I'm not really feeling it, if I don't really want it like that, I am just going to get rid of it. And I also want to redesign my room. So I'm like starting from scratch. All I'm keeping, I'm not even keeping my bed. I'm literally starting from scratch. I have nothing. Literally starting from scratch. And it's good. I like a nice little fun DIY project. And I want my room to be a bit more adult. I feel like since I've moved out of my mom's house when I was a kid, I moved to New York and then I moved to LA. I've been living like I've been in a dorm, right? Because I've always, what I do is just on the go. You don't really put roots anywhere. And I'm finally putting roots somewhere. So I'm going to take my time with it and make it comfortable for me in a place that I really want to call home. So, hey, Shawanda. Thank you, Baka. This was what I was responding to, Baka's question. Hey, Adriana. Adriana said, I'm barely watching, but I hope Gabby is the next Bachelorette. Oh, I don't think it's hers. I don't think she got it. I don't think she got the role. I would love it too, but yeah, I don't think she got it. Angela said, Sarah didn't stay the villain for long. I vote Susie for the Bachelorette. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that Susie is the Bachelorette. That's what I think it's going to happen. I mean, we will all love for Gabby to be the Bachelorette, even Serene, but I think it's going to be Susie. I think it's going to be Snoozy. Eva. This season is a snooze. It is. I think they're going to ramp it up in the next few episodes where, the girls want to get rid of Clay, like break up with Clayton because he was not a good guy. Or they're making him out to not be a good guy. But I think Clayton's a good guy. I just think he just made some poor choices like we all do. But we will see. We'll see how bad it is. The way the show is making it seem like he just was completely awful to these women. And we don't really know. So we will see. El Boogie said, I need to go back to Nikki's live for Michelle's cast and see if I call Clayton being dry boots back then. We've been called him being dry boots. We've been called him being dry boots. Oh, thank you. Irene said, I'm not watching this season, but I'm here for the review. Melissa said, "Hi, Nikki. So glad to catch this live. It's 9 p.m. over here. This season is awful and so cringe. And the lead, yikes. Where are you located, Melissa? Where are you located? Oh my God. Lisa said, it's rough when even the recappers are losing patience. Yeah. It's tough. It is tough out there in them streets for Clayton. I don't know if the show will ever listen to us, but we wanted Rodney, and I think that Rodney would have been a lot more entertaining. But listen, the show knows more than we do. So for some odd reason, they did not pick Rodney. We can all assume, but they know their reasons, and this is the season we got. So, oh, you're in Sweden! I cannot wait to go to Sweden. Like that is like on my list. Oh, I forgot to. There we go. That is like on my list of one of the places to travel. I'm almost done, guys. I'm almost done. This is all I have for the rest of the week, so I got to be careful because I packed up everything. I literally have my face cream, like 4 shirts left. You might see some repeat shirts because I'm not unpacking anything else. I'm not. I'm wearing the same 4 outfits until I'm a Georgia peach. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm looking at myself. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This, let me try. You know what? Every time I try to bring my bookcase a little closer, it doesn't work. It is what it is. It is what it is. The bookcase studio will work because it's just going to have to. The bookcase studio is just going to have to. And when I say I'm doing my live for my bookcase, I'm dead serious. Dead serious. No jokes here. Literally in my bookcase. This is all I got. This is all I got. I was going to try some boxes, but the boxes that I have, I'm using for my TV. So it is what it is. I have been so thirsty lately. I hope I'm not getting dehydrated because I'm just on the go, and I can't wait to like rest for a minute. I'm on the go, so I honestly hope that I'm not like getting dehydrated because I've been definitely drinking a lot of water, but I have not been eating, and that's the problem. That is the problem. Hey, Lisa. Lisa said, "I'm glad we didn't watch the villain turn of Rodney. I'm always concerned when actual underdogs get a glow up and can start treating women any sort of way. Sometimes they lose all honor." Yeah. I mean, but I don't know Rodney, but I feel like Rodney wouldn't have done us like that. I feel like Rodney would have found love, or at least a long relationship. I don't know. One can wonder. One can wonder. I do. I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. Hey, Bree53, what's up? Hey, Busola. Hey, Naturally Mar. Naturally Mar said, "I wasn't watching as much of the season, but I'm rooting for everybody black." Well, girl, we down to 1. We down to 1. And I don't know if she's going to make it to the end, but she got the first hometown rose. Let me get my notes. Oh, shoot. I have an appointment. Let me get my notes. My Love is Blind people. I'm going to do Love is Blind. I'm going to review Love is Blind episode 4 today. If I have more time, I will do 5 later, but I just don't know because of how my day is set up. I got a lot going on. I have a lot going on. Oh, child. Keep me in your prayers. Hey, keep me in your prayers. Yeah, we're down to 1 person, and it's Serene. I mean, she seems promising, but there's always one black girl that seems promising. And the Bachelor acts like he's going to pick her, and then he cuts her right before hometowns, or he cuts her right after hometowns before the fantasy suites. So I don't know. It would be a kicker if she does end up with Clayton in the end. but I'm not sure. I will say this: I can see them actually dating. Right? This is not. I don't feel like Clayton picked her as a diversity hire, right? Like she wasn't, she probably was hired for diversity for the show, but I can really see these two being together. I can see him dating somebody like Serene, and I can also see him having dated a Serene in the past. You know what I mean? And the Serene is a black woman, but a black woman who is, I wouldn't necessarily say white adjacent, but a black woman who is comfortable long term in white spaces. I think that he has, I don't think this is his first trip to the Essence Festival. That's what I'm trying to say. I think he'd been here before. It was confirmed for me when I watched his interactions with Serene. They just work. They just work. I get that attraction. I was upset about her too. But I knew that she wasn't going to go far. I knew that she was going to kill in Paradise because there was no attraction there for her or for Clayton. Like they just did not have it. There was nothing there, but she was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. She showed up stunning. Every cocktail party, every event, she served looks, and she's going to serve even better looks on Paradise. And one of you guys just sent me something that, hold on, my Instagram be getting lit before I do a live. Cordelia. Hey sis, Cordelia sent me. This is from the Bachelor Rabbit Hole. My love. Bachelor Rabbit Hole posted this about 2 hours ago, actually. It looks like this. If you want to go to the Bachelor Rabbit Hole's page. Oh, there you go. Bachelor Rabbit Hole. It looks like this. And it says Eliza names Olu as one of the men she hopes to meet if she's on Paradise.
Not with Clayton right now. We don't know. We don't know what happens at the end. But if you're not and you're single, would you go on Bachelor in Paradise?
I think I can 100%, if I'm not with Mr. Clayton, which, we don't know, but I think I would 100% be open to that. I think I've had such a good experience on the show during my time there. Like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I have no complaints. So I think, going on the beach is something I would definitely be open to. I mean, you never know. A lot can happen in a couple of months. But, depending on all of that, I think that's something I'd love to explore. Plus, I'm going to be completely honest. There's definitely some cuties from past seasons that I wouldn't mind meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
So.
Throw a name out there.
We can fix.
If you're not with Clayton right now, we don't know. Just throw a name out there. Yeah, you can throw a name out there.
Who it is? Listen, you get engaged, you don't get blind. Who fine? Yeah. Look, who is fine? Okay. Tell us.
Yeah, I mean, let me think. Who are like my top three?
Oh, top three.
I definitely think Olu is cute.
Love him. Best
fashionable.
Fashionable.
Oh, most fashionable couple in Paradise.
Style.
My arm is dying. Sorry, guys.
I'm just gonna say one name. I don't want to start anything. But he's definitely someone that I would, I'd be like,
how do we go from top three to one? Damn.
Yeah. Well, we're all about manifesting over here. Natasha manifested going to the Super Bowl. We're gonna
keep the other two to yourself.
Keep them to yourself. Don't tell them.
All right, let's just throw an
Ew. I like it. And I feel like, no shade to Marissa and who is the guy? I call him Hot Author. Is it Leroy? No shade to Marissa and Leroy. I think that's their names. What is wrong with me? I reviewed the show for like weeks. As soon as that season is over, I forget everything. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm here for her and Olu. And again, no shade to Melissa and Leroy. Or Hot Author. No shade to Marissa and Hot Author. But I feel like this will be real black love. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is not saying that they didn't have black love, but their relationship, I just knew it wasn't going to go far because she was more into him than he was into her. But I feel like Olu and is it Eliza or Eliza? Liz. I think that they will actually have a relationship that's successful. A Black love successful relationship on The Bachelor. In Bachelor Nation. I think we can get that. I think we can get that with those two. Because Olu is a good guy. And Olu gives me, like, I'm ready for marriage. Like, I see him getting married. Oh my God, that wedding would be so beautiful. Let me stop. I'm such a woman. I'm at their wedding. But I can see that working. They're so cute. I like him. What are you, Riley? Why was I calling him Leroy? I forget everybody's name. It's crazy. Yeah, just too many names to remember. Listen, guys, I told you that right before Paradise, Hot Author was hugged up with some white woman in Times Square. Remember that? Remember, you know what? Was she white or was she a Dominican girl with a blonde wig? Anyway, she, he was hugged up with this girl right before Paradise. And like hugged up like that is my woman for a very long time. So I didn't really see their relationship going far. And I also saw that, like I said before, she was just more into him than he was into her. Poor thing. Stunning woman. You will do fine. Sis. But you need a me season. You need to date you for a minute and not lose yourself or your identity in another man. Listen, it happens. No judgment. We've all been there. But you need a me season, Marissa. You need a me season. They're cute. Olu, every cocktail party, Olu had a bad suit on. He has great fashion. Great fashion. Really, Melissa? Melissa said Olu doesn't like Black women. We really need to stop looking for Black love on this show. How? Are you sure? Because he was so about Black love on the season. And talking about his sisters. Remember that? How do you know? Did he say that? Or is it just a vibe you're getting? Is it just a vibe? Or are you you got some receipts? Brandon and Serene. I don't know. I think Serene would need to go for somebody a little bit more mature. But I think Brandon will be all over that. I think we're going to have Black love this season. I think we're going to get it on The Bachelor. I think it's going to happen. Oh my God, he really did cheat? Nisha said, ironic, Raleigh cheated since he schooled Chris out of Paradise. And he's still with Jessica Rabbit. I forget her name, but she gives me Jessica Rabbit. But they're still together. Hugged up and everything on Valentine's Day. Good for them. Oh, yes, that is Leroy. You should see the reason why I could not remember him is because we were saying Leroy. If you say Fine Leroy, that's how I can remember him. I always remember him as Fine Leroy. So you're right. Leroy did have the fashions. Leroy was the fashionable one. Olu was the one who was in the medium suits, but he looked cute too. But Leroy had the best fashions. Leroy did have the best fashions. But I wasn't looking at his fashions. Hello. Shawanda said, I can understand Mara being discouraged about not getting a one-on-one date. However, I think she needs to understand that she is not entitled to a one-on-one date. Yeah, she was given, what is that? A thin line between love and hate. Wasn't she? She was just doing too much. And I was just like, I was on your side because, I get how it feels to be an older woman, right? And I've been on both sides. I told you, I've been that younger girl who's been like, girl, bye. Sit down, grandma. And then, I turned 30. And I realized what the world was like on this side. So I could definitely understand where she was coming from. But I just felt like this episode, she was doing too much. Can you imagine Leroy oiled up on that beach? Oh my gosh. That Paradise. I love Paradise. I can't wait for it. Cannot wait for Paradise. Anyway, we've talked enough. Let's get into this episode. I got some quick notes. I'm going to now, moving forward with my lives, I'm always going to take a break in between when I'm doing my review just to catch some current questions and comments so that, we won't spend so much time going over the comments at the end and I can get caught up a little bit easier so we can have a more easy flowing conversation. Hope you enjoyed that format. I promise you it will change in March. I promise you. I already know that so much is changing when I get like settled, girl. Anyway, that's what I'm doing now. So I'm going to talk for maybe about 15 minutes and take a break and hop into your comments. Talk to you guys for about 5, 10 or so, and then hop back out into the rest of the review. Anyway, Mara, whatever her name is, it's spelled like Mara, but they call her Mira. I don't know why she's so mad at Sarah. I got that, she didn't like the comments that Sarah made about her age, but I feel like Sarah made those comments and moved on. Mira stayed there, right? She stayed there in that anger and stayed in like this one-sided war with Sarah because Sarah had moved on, right? She was living her best life. She said those things at the roast and moved forward. But Mira like stayed there. So her entire storyline after the roast became all about Sarah. And she spent so much time being fixated on Sarah that when it was time to fixate on Clayton, it was too late, right? Because when you first got in the house, you were fixating on the fact that you were older. Then you started fixating and getting in this one-sided war with a woman that's you're almost a decade older than. It just you went out sad. If we're going to be honest, Mara, you went out sad. If you just would have put as much time into Clayton as you did into fighting Sarah, you probably would have stayed and she would have gone and she would have been gone. But you just fixated on her. And maybe you did that because you just realized there was not a connection with you and Clayton. But I kind of feel like she really thought there was. That's why she was doing all that crying. But when Sarah comes back and she talks to the ladies and she's just like, somebody made a comment that I'm too young or whatever, just want to let you know it's a last, Clayton said that it was a last ditch effort and something done by somebody who probably didn't have a chance or whatever. And, nobody knew that Mira said anything. Nobody knew that Mira was the one that talked to Clayton about Sarah, right? So Mira is sitting there the whole time Sarah's talking to everyone, and she's like, well, it was me who said it. I just wanted to let you know that it was me. I was the one who said it. Sorry, guys, but I had to let Clayton know. You didn't. You didn't have to let him know. You didn't have to let anybody, any of the ladies know. You didn't have to let Sarah know. So were you doing this for the show? Or is this just how you are? I'm confused because I don't know, because she was doing a lot of crying when she got cut. She was also crying before about where she was at with Clayton and how a lot of other women are farther and she really wanted to be a wife. So I don't know if she really, really wanted this or if she was, pulling a Shanae, but I feel like the show would have showed us that. So I think this is probably how she is. And to that, I say she's going to be great in Paradise. If you are this messy and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, like if you're going to be having one-sided wars with women on the beach, let's do it. It's good TV. It's good TV. She was in this war with this little girl and Sarah had no idea that she was beefing with her. Like, how you beefing with somebody and they don't know? I will say this, right? 32 is very young. Child, 32 is very young, right? But I think what happens with mid-millennials, especially the women, right? Especially the women mid-millennials, what happens is when you turn 30, and like I said before, those first 3 or 5 years in your 30s, the hottest you will ever be, especially 30 to 33. You will get hotter or you will, come down from the hotness, but you make that decision on where you're going to be at the 33. But those 3 years, my God, today, the girls be sitting like they never sat before. The butt is what? Let me tell you, those 3 years, iconic years for any woman. But I also think that although physically you're killing a game, mentally so much is happening with your mind, because although 28 and 29 is very adult, it's for some reason in this American society, when you turn 30, it's like a woman is abandoning, or not abandoning, but moving on from womanhood, from girlhood, and moving into womanhood. Because for some reason, you immediately start seeing the world differently. And I think it's because the world starts treating you differently. So you get into this phase where you're like the ultimate woman, the ultimate adult. You don't deal with the kids. You know, you start, it happens to all of us. And people are looking at you like, you're 3 years older than me. What are you talking? But it just happens. Something about it's like, I'm doing things differently now. I'm an adult. I don't hang out with 29-year-olds. Like, it just happens. And I think that's where Mira is. She's in this, like, you know, she's in her early 30s, so she's super adult, not realizing that she's still very young. She's still very young, but it's something that happens. We all go through it. You're going to get to 35 and be like, damn, I should have had more fun. We all do it. And I think that's just, you know, it's the best season for us to be hot, but it's the time where we will be the most annoying to everybody, to older people and to people who are younger than us. It's just like the younger people are like, okay, now all of a sudden we're kids. The older people are like, oh, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And that's what I think is happening with Mira. She's doing too much. She's trying to be like too mature at 32. You're doing too much, Mira. And I think you over adulted your way out of, you know, a ring at the end of this. But I just don't know if you really had a shot. If we're keeping it buck, right? I don't know if you really had a shot, because I just didn't see any attraction from Clayton's standpoint concerning you. I think he liked your maturity that you were putting on. I don't know if you're that mature, but I didn't see him responding to you the way he responded to the other women. I could be wrong. What is insensitive or ignorant about saying that, you know, you trying to tear down Susie was a last ditch effort? Because before the rose ceremony, she pulls, child, my bookcase almost fell over. So before the rose ceremony, she pulls Susie aside and she's like, can I talk to you? And I'm thinking, you know, that, you know, Mother Hen is going to apologize to her for just being weird and crazy. Like, I thought she was going to apologize to her. And she pulls her to the side, and she's just like, I just want to let you know that saying that what I did was a last ditch effort was really ignorant and insensitive. Huh? She didn't call you a racial slur. Clayton was the one who said that it was a last ditch effort by a desperate person. What is ignorant about? I think she was using buzzwords, but just far out of context, because I'm like, did she say anything else? Or are we just focusing on last ditch effort? Girl, you just wanted a moment, because I think you knew. So anyway, Mir and Eliza ends up, or Liz ends up getting cut. Then we get this moment with Clayton that I wanted to talk about. It was cheesy, right? But it was cute. Clayton pulled Serene to the side, and Serene had, you know, told Clayton about her cousin who passed away. And she said one of the memories that they had when they were younger was that they would catch fireflies. And that was like, you know, a memory that she had. So he was like, can I pull you away for a second? He pulls her away and he gives her this jar, right? And it has like these firefly lights in them, you know, them Urban Outfitter lights in the jar. And he said that this is, you know, I thought about you and I thought about what you told me, and I wanted to give you this as a nice gift. It was cute. It was cheesy, but it was cute. I really, really like that. And that made me start to think that Serene might be the one in the end. I don't know. This episode, I feel like Serene might be at the end. I'm getting something. I'm getting something. Susie is the Bachelorette. Susie's the Bachelorette. First of all, that clock tower date that the show just gave her with Clayton last episode, it's giving me Clayton, right? Because remember, out of nowhere, Clayton was dry as boots, still dry as boots, no camera time. Then, as soon as it was announced that he was the Bachelor, all of a sudden, he starts getting his camera time and these sweet moments and playing with little kids and crying about wanting to have a family. All of a sudden, he starts getting dedicated time in an episode about him when we've seen nothing of him for like a few episodes. Then all of a sudden he just breaks out and he's like a front runner. Very weird, but they did that because he was about to get cut and they needed to make us like him because he was the next Bachelor. I think Susie was cast as the next Bachelorette. I really, really do. The clock tower date came out of nowhere and made absolutely no sense, right? Now she's in love with him. How? How were you in love with him? This girl went from being a, dedicated day player to all of a sudden she's having these scenes. She's getting this one-on-one date with freaking Christopher, Lady in Red. What? How did y'all get him? How did y'all get Mr. Lady in Red? I was like, hold on. This ain't no karaoke singer. This is the real guy. So, I'm telling you guys, my breath was taken away because normally when they have, when they have these dates, there's like some country singer from Instagram, right? It's like nobody, that anybody really knows. No shade, but let's be real. It's not like a Meg Thee Stallion, right? Everybody goes, oh my God, Meg Thee Stallion. It's, Christy Ackleberry, who has, 900,000 followers on Instagram and, a viral TikTok song. But you don't really know who these people are. How the hell we get Lady in Red? What is happening here? So much stuff about Susie's just appearance on this show out of nowhere is not making sense. And I think it's not making sense because she's about to get cut and she's about to be announced as the Bachelorette. That's what I think is happening. I know we were all like, she's too close. She looks too much like Hannah. She's too similar. They're not going to give us, somebody that was like the other Bachelorette. Well, they gave us somebody like the other Bachelor. The only difference with Colton and Clayton is that he's straight. That's it. That's the only, who knows? You know what I mean? Things happen after a couple seasons. But as of right now, he's straight. That's the only difference. They're the same, form, right, of what they wanted in The Bachelor. And I think that's the same thing with Susie. That clock tower date, then this date, and she's like, I'm in love with Clayton. You just started talking to him. We have not seen you for 5 episodes. We have not seen Susie for 5 episodes. Then at the end of the 6th episode, Clayton, come to the clock tower. I want to tell you something. I'm falling in love with you. Who are you? We forgot your freaking name. Now we're saying her name every other second on this show. Not only does she get Lady in Red, not only does she get that, she gets the Pretty Woman date. We just started seeing this girl and she's getting the Pretty Woman date. She's getting Mr. Lady in Red. That's budget. That's budget money that they are putting into her date. She's the Bachelorette. That don't make no sense. It makes absolutely no sense for them to do that. I was like, that is the real dude. I had to look it up. I said, that's real. That's really Chris D-Berg, whatever. That's really him. I didn't even know he was bookable. She has to be the Bachelorette. Why are they putting so much money and so much camera time into her if she's not? They're trying to make us like her because they're about to announce her. Oh, God. Hannah Brown 2.0. And you know what? Susie is a sweetie, but the personality, she's trying, but girl, whoo, Lord, girl, I don't know. Lady in Red, dancing with me, cheek to cheek. Remember at the end, I love you. Bachelorette. She is the Bachelorette. There's no other explanation because none of this makes sense, guys. We finally saw Susie at the end of episode 6, and she told Clayton that she's falling in love with him. How? We don't know. As far as we've seen, she's been on group dates. We've never even seen her have a little cocktail party chat with him, but she's fallen in love with him. And Clayton is like, yeah, I love it. Yeah, thank you for telling me that. Okay, now she's getting the pretty woman date and Lady in Red. Y'all putting all this money into a heifer you about to cut and never see again, possibly on Paradise. Y'all investing all this money in this girl who may or may not be on Paradise. She's the Bachelorette. That's the only thing that makes sense. Where did they get the budget from for Lady in Red? Where did they get the budget from? And I feel like her in Red was foreshadowing. I feel like after that date, they took her right from that date with Clayton and they put her in front of the backdrop for the Bachelorette. That's probably the dress that's going to be on and that she's going to be wearing in all the promos. Lady in Red, the roses that they give out of red. Come on, that's her. She got the job. She was cast to be the Bachelorette before she got on this show. And I think that that's what they're going to start doing moving forward. I think they're always going to cast their leads before they start filming. So the leads are always going to go into the show knowing that I'm probably going to get cut before hometowns or right after hometowns, and then I'm going to start filming my season. That's what I think is happening here. Let's move on. Lady in Red. How could y'all afford it? I'm telling you, I watched that. I was just like, now wait a damn minute. Is that really Chris? Is that really him? Okay. This therapy session group date was nothing more than a trauma dump. It was a trauma dump. That's all it was. Because this didn't make any sense. All it did was let Clayton know that Genevieve was not where she needed to be to become his future fiance, right? But we could have told you that on the 2-on-1, the 2-on-1 date that you had with her and Shanae. She wasn't there. Genevieve has never showed up like she was interested in Clayton. She just hasn't. She hasn't. And then we get to the end of the therapy session and she's just like, oh, I'm not there with you. And he's like, well, I'm not there with you either. Can I walk you out? He walks her out and comes back. And this performative psychiatrist, she was giving me like A24 film actress. Like that's what I felt like when I was watching her therapize people. It was like it was in a movie. It was like she was in an A24 film and she was playing this like haunted therapist. That's what I was getting from her. But anyway, she tells Clayton, somebody here is not being truthful. So he gets upset and he sits down with the ladies and he's just like, so what's going on? Because the therapist told me that, somebody here is faking and they're not who they are, appearing to be. So I need to know. All the ladies unionize and link up and they're just like, listen, Sarah scamming. Sarah is the one. She is not herself. She is scamming. That's what's happening here. And then he goes to talk to Sarah. Before I get into that, let me acknowledge this super chat from Grace. Hey, Grace. Grace says she also had a one-on-one where the helicopter landed on the yacht early in the season. Bachelorette. Thank you so much, Grace. I totally forgot about that. But thank you. Before I get into Clayton kicking Sarah to the curb, let me get a couple of your comments. Bree said that was a complete character assassination with Sarah. I don't know where all that came from. The crying at the end was fake, but every other complaint felt contrived. Agreed. Latrice said, girl, I feel like I'm having a case of body dysmorphia and I just turned 32 a couple weeks ago and I feel like my body has changed. It has, in the best way. I'm telling you, I go back and I look at pictures of my 30-year-old breast. I was so sad at my 30th birthday party. So sad because I was turning 30. And now I look back at the pictures and I'm just like, oh my God, how were you sad with that beautiful rack? The girls were sitting and I was depressed. I can go back in time. It seems like everybody likes Serene, Agnes. It seems like everybody likes Serene. She's beautiful. I can see it. I can absolutely see it. I can absolutely see it. Sarah says Clayton should have given Genevieve a one-on-one if he wanted her to open up. Even at the one-on-one, it wasn't going to happen. Genevieve wasn't into him. And I feel like Genevieve was over the show. I think she was done. Genevieve was done. Can we be real? Have we ever seen Genevieve smile? Have we ever seen her show any kind of joy? Every time you see Genevieve. Group date? Okay. Like, happy, sad, mad, or glad, Genevieve. She was ready to go. Genevieve was ready to go because she was trying to like emote and cry at this therapy session. And then she was just like, I can't. Like, yeah, let's talk, Clayton. She was ready to go. I guarantee you that Genevieve packed her bags, took that plane ticket that the show got her, and probably stayed 3 more days in Vienna just walking around and living her best life and looking at places, you know, and doing her own little shopping and just having a good time. Her TikTok or Instagram is probably full of those pictures from Vienna. By her damn self, living her best life. She was over it. She was over Clayton and she was over the show. She was over the show. Melissa said, got tired of she is not wifey material. Even the horrible girls from your high school get married. Very true, Melissa. Very, very, very true. Melissa also said that, talk about Clayton, I think he will do a Peter and choose his what? His NR2 at the finale. Oh, you think he will do a switch up? I can see that. Hey, Gigi. Gigi said, Nikki, I'm a little late, but yay, I'm sort of live with you. That's okay. Glad you're here. Nicole said, hey, Nicole. Yep, they casted Clayton for the Bachelor and Susie for the Bachelorette. Yeah, it's so obvious. Lady in Red sealed it for me. Why are you putting all this budget into somebody that's not a front runner? Where does she come from? It is the same formula that they use for Clayton. The same formula. Out of nowhere, Clayton was like, he was like the lead for the next like 3 seasons until he got cut. For the next 3 episodes until he got cut. Why are we focusing on Susie so much? That's our Bachelorette. That's our Bachelorette. Well, we see how big the budget is. We see how big the budget is. Why was everybody else karaoke singers, and here you got Mr. Lady in Red, an international icon? How did that happen? I'm so like flabbergasted by that. I'm so flabbergasted. Imaris said, I bet Susie did something to make Clayton get her out. She can't eliminate herself and have us wanting to cheer her on to be the Bachelor. I think she may use him being intimate with everybody. I think because remember, we heard Clayton went in the trailer when he was talking to his parents and he said they all want to leave. What if Susie is one that leaves? Who knows? I'm so glad I didn't drink. Listen. Listen. Not Mr. Lady in Red saying, I got to put me first and get some coin. Oh, you know what? That's a thought. Hey, Tracy. Tracy said 126 people in the chat and 42 likes. Hell to the no. Did you like up this video? Drop the tree and like up this good luck. Are you telling them to put down marijuana? Put down the weed and like up this good live. Subscribe. You can, so you can comment in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. I'm going to get Bree's comment and then I'm going to finish the rest of the review. Bree said that was a complete character. Oh, no, I got that. Well, let me do Shawanda's. Shawanda said, now I'm wondering if the shopping spree Clayton took Susie on was a shopping spree on which she bought kill two birds with one stone. Probably. Anyway, let's move on because then Clayton sits down with Susie and he's just like, Sarah, and he's just like, everybody is saying that you are the problem. Everybody is saying that you were telling untruths and lies and saying that me and you cried together, all this stuff that did not happen. So what is the truth? And Sarah, yikes, this performance was terrible. Although it was terrible, I didn't think that Clayton would call it out right because Sarah's like, I'm trying so hard, but everybody, I can't make everybody happy. And Clayton is like, you're faking. I did not expect him to say that. He was like, I don't believe you. You're trying to cry. You're faking tears right now. And I just don't believe you. And because of that, I don't think that we could get there. So I'm just going to have to ask you to leave. Can I walk you out? It was such a quick dump. When he had such a strong connection with Sarah, I was so shocked. I was so shocked that he was so easily checked out with her. He seemed very frustrated, but it's just shocking to me how much he has changed, right? Because in the beginning, he was so dense, he couldn't catch on that Shanae was playing everybody, even though everyone told him, all the ladies told him that she was a scammer, that she wasn't who he thinks that she is. He just kept on keeping her. I know the producers absolutely had something to do with it, but it's like if you just look at it and take out the behind the scenes and look at the show just all the way through, it's just so weird that all of a sudden, like, he sits down with Sarah one time and it's like, oh no, you gotta go. You're out. It was such a quick dump. Now, maybe he has grown, right? And he can see the scams now and he don't feel like the games. So since we're getting close to hometowns, he's like, I don't have no games to play. You got to get out of here. Or maybe he just was not that into Sarah. So it was an easy dump for him. I don't know, but it was just like, I was just taken back. I was like, oh, you get it now. Okay. You can dump Sarah that quickly. And Sarah was like, Clayton, can I talk? He was like, come on. He was so sick of her. Like that quick. Maybe they have been there a long time, talking about Sarah and everything that she has done. Maybe it was just a really long process. Whatever it was, I just was shocked that he dumped her so quick when he has been so slow to finding the real villain in the house. To be so quick now to find out who Sarah is, unexpected, absolutely unexpected. And I think it was probably a rushed dumping because hometowns and everything are happening. You really can't have a villain go to hometowns. I don't know if it's ever happened, but it's like, you don't want to sympathize with the villain, right? You don't want to, go to the villain's home and the villain actually has great parents. It's it's a lot of conflict there. So it makes sense that he cut her so quick, but it was just shocking that he actually cut her so quick when he's been such a slow decision maker this season. Serene's date was really cute. It was a cute date. I like them together. I can realistically see them being a couple. I can see them working. Like, yes, they are both dry, right? Adorable couple, but they are dry. They have the same temperament, but I feel like in the real world, they make sense. In the real world, they make sense. I can absolutely see this couple, living their best lives in like downtown Atlanta, right? Like this is definitely a midtown couple. You know what I mean? This is a Pasadena couple, right? definitely a Pasadena couple, definitely a Cherry Hill, New Jersey couple, definitely a King of Prussia couple. Like, I can see this. I can see them, walking their dog together in the dog park, then stopping to get smoothies, and then, going home and maybe getting takeout at the trendy restaurant on the way home. I can see that. I can see this couple just making sense. And I actually really like them together. I haven't liked him with anybody. I feel like he was making traction with Rachel, but they don't make sense to me. But Clayton and Serene make a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Definitely a city gentrified college town couple. Absolutely. So hometown dates are next week. We get to the final rose ceremony before hometowns. Everybody gets cut. Everybody gets a rose except for the virgin. Everybody gets, what is, you know what? Let me be better. Let me be better. What is her name? Is it Jordan? Teddy! She has such a Jordan face. I don't know why I thought her name was Jordan, but Teddy gets cut. Teddy got cut because she's a virgin. Like, even if Clayton had strong feelings for her, she would have still got cut, because let's be real, there's no way that he could take Teddy to the fantasy suites, do a little something with her, whether it's, whatever he's entering, because we know, how the church girls like to keep their virginity. So he could be entering other places, right? Even if he does that, right? Even if, we're up the shirt, second base, even if we're doing stuff like that, if he doesn't pick her, he's going to be a bad guy. He's going to be a bad guy, because he will be the guy that led the virgin on, that took her girlhood, pushed her off the cliff into womanhood, and didn't marry her. And then the breakdown, or get engaged to her, and then the breakdown that Teddy would have, he probably couldn't recover from. He would be the bad guy. So I knew as soon as she came on the show and she was just like, I just want to let him know that I'm a virgin. I'm like, yeah, well, you're not going to make it to the end. No bachelor is going to pick a virgin. Not even that weirdo. Who was that weirdo? The Jesus freak guy that was the bachelor. He wanted some seasoned puss. You know what I mean? No shade. I'm not shading unseasoned puss, and I'm not saying that it's better than that any puss is better, right? Puss is puss. It's all great. What I'm saying is that a virgin is just not going to be picked, because if it doesn't go well, the bachelor will never look like the good guy. It just won't happen. He will never look like the good guy. He will always be the bad guy if he happens to enter you and break your heart, or not enter you and break your heart. Either way, he's leading you on to something that you thought would be the final result, your fairy tale, right? He's leading you to your fairy tale. And if he doesn't give you that fairy tale, he's a villain. So I knew it wasn't going to happen. She was a little heartbroken, but it's okay, sweetie. It's okay. You'll go to paradise and you'll have a good time. Don't lead with the virgin storyline, right? You know what I mean? It's virgins. It never works out for you on this show. And, also, women, you don't have to tell us that. Nobody has to tell us that. Remember, Baseball Body told us he was a virgin, and we were like, okay, we don't need that information. Like, we don't need to know that, right? All we need to know is that you are looking for love on this show. I get that this show probably makes you reveal that stuff to try to make you interesting, but it's 2022. Right? Americans ain't as chaste as they used to be. America's pro-ho. We got to tell the truth and shame the devil. We hoes, right? So the virginity stuff, like, it's not 1810. That don't work no more. Don't hit like it used to hit. So you don't need to reveal it, even if it's true. I'm not saying you got to hide it. If you want to talk about it, but don't make it your storyline, and don't make it your into the show, because nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore. It's like, it's not hitting the way it used to hit. If this was 1996, great, right? If this was 1952, you'd be a smash. It's 2022. Nobody cares. Nobody. It doesn't matter. If anything, it will work against you. So I wish she would have led with something else. But as soon as she said that out of her mouth on the first episode, I knew that she was not going to make it, because no man is going to tread into those waters on national TV. Anyway, so the hometowns are Susie, the Bachelorette, Gabby. They are killing two birds with one stone, because we're going to meet Susie's family. So we already know Susie then got her dress up, all her outfits on her Pretty Woman date that she's going to wear for the rest of the season. She got a promo dress, which is a lady in red dress. Oh girl, they are killing two birds with one stone. I see you. Susie, Gabby, Rachel, and Serene are all going to hometowns. I think Serene might be the one in the end. If not, she's going to get cut. And at the end, it's going to be Rachel. No. Susie's going to get cut. Susie will probably get cut after hometowns. And at the end, for Fantasy Suites, it will be Gabby, Rachel, and Serene. Yup. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it. What do you guys think? Let's get into it. Shout out to the virgins. We love you. We see you. We're here for you. Live your best life. Gladys said Clayton was checked out with Sarah because his favorite is Rachel. His favorite Rachel said he almost left the show because of what she had said to her. Hold on. Clayton was checked out with Sarah. Oh, because his favorite, who is Rachel, said that she almost left the show because of what she had said to her. Oh, yes. Maybe that's why he was so checked out and defensive towards Sarah. Good point, Gladys. Good point. Tyler Cameron. Off topic. Are you watching Tyler Cameron on the show Dirty Dancing? Is Tyler from Hannah Brown season? If so, there's a show called Dirty Dancing. Is he acting or is he stripping? Let me know, Hannah. Addie said Corinne was the only villain who made it to hometowns, I fear. What season was that? Dr. Rim said, I think he sat with Sarah for a long time, trying to understand her, and then got frustrated in the end. Could be true. Because we only saw a couple minutes of that, right? He could have probably been there with her for like 2 hours trying to get her to tell the truth. Victoria F went to Fantasy Suites. You know what? That girl has never recovered from that White Lives Matter shirt. Y'all dragged her for filth on Twitter. And, you know, when we found out that it was just about like some fishing company or whatever that was trying to, you know, make a joke, and she was modeling the shirts, I was like, we can cancel people for worse things. Like, let Victoria come back. She ain't need it. And then there were people on there that was just like, are you even white? Oh, that poor girl has never recovered from that. Oh my goodness. But she went to home. No, didn't she get? No, she got cut at hometowns. I don't think she went to Fantasy Suites. Hey, the Thomes 123 said Clayton was quick to call out Susie's fake tears, but Rachel was doing the same thing moments earlier, and he bought it, shenanigans. But she produced tears. Sarah didn't produce tears. She was, and nothing was coming out. And guys, when he said that to her, he was like, to be honest with you, I feel like you're faking. She was like, because I have no more tears left to cry. She instantly like hopped out of it. I was like, this was a little diabolical. I'm here for it, Sarah. She's going to kill in paradise. She turned into the villain so quickly. She's going to kill in paradise. because there's no way that she believed, with the way she was going on in her confessionals, there's no way that she believed that she was going to be the one in the end. Villains never make it that far. From what I've seen, I could be wrong, but I'm like, has a guy ever picked the villain? Because remember, in her confessionals, every villain is coached the same, right? On these shows, they all have the same like inflections in their voice, and they all do the same like villain acting from the 1950s. It's all, I got his heart and the rose. The ladies can't stop me now. Smell that? Smells like a winner. It's all like the same, pseudo Betty Davis villain. It's just the same voice. It's the same actions. They all do it. So I don't think that she thought that she was going to be it in the end, because she just jumped into the villain role so effortlessly. Look, she jumped into it real quick. You know what I mean? And I think she was probably, preparing for paradise and not preparing to be the one in the end, because when she was trying to cry them fake tears and he called her out, she went immediately from disguise. Because I have no more tears left to cry. And when he cut her, she wasn't even upset. There was no crying or anything. She was just like, if he doesn't believe me, I don't want him. If he believed everybody else, I don't want him. Like, how were you so chill if you were so in love with him and he was going to be your husband? You were checked out and you were getting ready for paradise. Because I don't think that she thought that she was ever going to be the Bachelorette, at least not when she decided to become the villain of the show. So I think she was preparing for paradise. That's what I'm getting. Because I am. Real talk, every time I've been to Atlanta for the past year, every time I've been there and I've stayed in Midtown. So, Midtown is pretty much what I know, and that's it. All I know is Midtown, which is the hella gentrified and hella progressive. Hella progressive. I mean, everywhere Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, gay flag, gay flag. I said, oh, okay, we are blue over here. They let you know in this house, Black lives and gay lives matter. There was one neighborhood that we were going to move into. We loved that neighborhood. The homes were just poorly built and the ones that were remodeled. Is it remodeled? The ones that were remodeled poorly, right? So it just didn't seem like a smart investment. So we had to walk away. There was one home we were going to get. Great backyard, but it was a neighborhood. We loved the neighborhood. Like every house had a gay flag, just point, how when you go to these American homes and you see an American flag, every home had a gay flag and a Black Lives Matter sign. It was like the whole block came together and said, this is what we're going to put on our home. And loved it. I was like, oh, this is my block. This is my block. I love the block. It was right across from a park that I normally, whenever I would visit, I would walk in that park and I would take a bunch of pictures over there. And it was right off the belt line. And the homes were crap, though. Crap. So disappointed. So disappointed. Me too. Me too. I think she just fell into the background, but I was surprised she lasted that long, especially as a virgin. Because I'm like, Clayton, you were not going to do anything with her. You were not. And you do not give me, I'm going to wait till marriage or until you're comfortable. You don't give me that. Not saying he's a predator, but when a man has been having sex for over a decade, you can't tell him, let's wait a while till I'm comfortable. It's just very hard. It's literally, right? You just can't. He can't go back. He can't go back. Now, if he loves you, he will. If he wants you that bad, he will make the sacrifices that he has to make. But I'm telling you, he's going to be checking in. Are you comfortable today? Will you be comfortable tomorrow? No, she needs somebody who's at her same experience level, or maybe just a bit above. I think that will work. I think that will work. Really? Nicole said, I don't see real chemistry between him and anyone but Rachel. I don't think he has. Listen, he may pick Rachel. I think Serene is the one that he has the best chemistry with, from what I've seen. Please get the likes up, fam. Because if you don't, Tracy is coming. Tracy is not playing. Please get the likes up. What's up, Simply Simone? Simply Simone said definitely would be a Dunwoody couple. Absolutely. I was looking at here too. Dunwoody, and it's another one. It's something called something Heights. I was looking there too. I need to get a bit more coin to move into that Heights area, but that's like where I want to end up. Definitely would be a Dunwoody couple who would go to the Atlanta Hawks games weekly and have interracial. Definitely could see it. Clayton, I was going to say Clayton does my hair, but the titles are always cringy. Like, my white boyfriend touches my hair for the first time. Like, girl, I decided to stop straightening my hair, and I'm going to get my white husband's reaction. And your ancestors wept. You think so? Brandon doesn't give me waiter. And I don't think that Teddy is, she's not ready to, ride like a rodeo. She's not ready. And that's okay. Take as much time as you need, girl. Don't let no man rushing you into doing nothing. They are not worth it. Hey, Nandy. Nandy said, reminds me of Heather being lucky that she got her first kiss. Yeah, it was weird and uncomfortable. It was weird. And it was definitely weird and uncomfortable for Colton for several reasons we have found out. But it just, and I'm not saying that virgins have no place on this show. I'm saying that please do not make that your storyline. Just don't, because you are already putting yourself in a position where you will be cut. Don't make that your storyline. Tell him that in the fantasy suites. You know what I mean? If you get to the fantasy suites, be like, listen, I ain't never done this before. Okay. So we're just going to have to go really, really slow. Or we can have fun in other ways. But don't start off with that. Hey, it's me, Nikki. I've never seen a penis. You're getting cut. You're getting cut. I'm trying to help you stay on. Absolutely. She's going to leave. I think she is going to be the one that leaves, and that's why he has that reaction. I really, really do. What's up, Mick K? How are you? What kind of show is this? He's dancing? Has he ever been a dancer? Very weird. Very weird. Yes, I do remember that now. I do remember that. He left her. I remember he left her right there. He got in the car and she was like, you're not going to meet my family? I remember being so hurt for her. So hurt. And then the next day, White Lives Matter came out. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I remember that. And the only reason why I remember it is because every magazine was talking about it. I do remember that. He used to date Kristen Chenoweth. She was, if you don't know who she is, she was in Wicked. Beautiful voice. I really wanted them to work out. I thought that would have been such a beautiful couple. But probably didn't work out because he was, like you said, he was toxic. He was toxic. Mick K said last week when Clayton asked Genevieve if she was an actress and lying to him, I want to went home. Respect me. That was so rude, and Clayton is not worth all the drama. I think she realized that. And I think she checked out after that. I really, really do. Renovated is what I was looking for. Thank you, JB. Refurbished. Refurbished. on every home. And it was like, I'm telling you, it was the perfect neighborhood for me. The perfect neighborhood for me. But, listen, that doesn't mean that everybody in those homes are great, right? They could absolutely be performative. But I was here for it. Hey, Sophie. Sophie said the lady said Sarah was manipulating them since her first one-on-one. Mira was on to something. When Mira explained how Sarah was getting in the heads of women, we needed them to comment too. Yeah, I get that. I really, really do. But I just felt like there's always one or two women on this show that always gets caught up in the other ladies and not the Bachelor. And then they're so confused when they get cut. None of us are ever confused, but they are always confused. Not Clayton being put on the streets. I can see it though. Clayton, I can see it. I can see it. Nick K said if I was the Bachelorette, I would tell the producers no virgins. You think I came here to be saved? Absolutely not, my love. Don't do the boys like that. Hey, Caitlin. Caitlin said, hey, Nikki, I'm so sorry I missed out. I'll definitely be a part of the replay game. Just glad you're here. Just glad you are here, Clayton, Caitlin. LM said, I only watched Nikki's recap, but has the part happened where this dude tells them that he slept with all of them? No, I think it's going to happen after the hometown dates. So not next week, the week after. And then we're going to get the women tell all. Wait, I have the episode guide up. Hold on. This is season 26. So where are we at? So we just did episode 7. Episode 8 will be the hometowns. Episode 9 is the women tell all. And then I think after that will be fantasy suites and then decision day. And then the reunion. Ashley said, would you watch a Tasia Part 2 Bachelorette season? I would, but Tasia, we have to see a different Tasia. I'm sorry, I don't want love and light Tasia, right? I don't want unicorns and rainbows Tasia. I want a brown woman who's living in 2022 who recognizes things that is happening in this world. I'm not saying she has to get political, but it's like, I love Tay Tay. She was in La La Land on her show. On her season, she was in La La Land, and I'm like, girl, the world is changing. You brown, okay? You're not passing for nothing. I'm gonna need you to wake up. And I love Tay Tay. I do, but oh my God, what's happening? We should be getting along. I can't do that. I can't. No more Matt James. Only Tasia if she's gonna be real with it. Oh, that's the only way I want Tay Tay. I don't know what's going on with her. Is she okay? She done walked away from all her jobs. There's no way she could be the Bachelorette again. There's no way, because Zach not gonna let her. He's already talking to magazines about how he's still putting the pieces together. Girl, if she becomes the Bachelorette again, Zach is gonna cuss her out. He's going to be on Joe Rogan's podcast, tearing her down. Listen, he's an East Coast guy. He's going to be bitter for a minute. So I don't know. Grace said, Mike Fly said the season isn't over yet. It's giving pilot Pete. Oh God. They can't drag this on. I don't want to be reviewing this show in April. I do not want to be reviewing this show in April. I'm gonna get 2 more comments and then I got to get out of here. I don't know. I felt like he was yelling at production, and I think he was upset about a woman that left, and I think it was Susie. Could be wrong, but I think it was Susie. Hey, Caitlin. Caitlin said, I don't know if this was talked about already, but Basora Clay goes to shut up. Last night on Twitter, he said, Teddy, please date my cousin. using his cousin for clout yet again. Who is this cousin? Is this a real person or is this like him joking? What is Tay Tay doing in London? Oh, she's focusing on being a host. Good for her. But what is she doing in London? Is she doing big celebrity Big Brother over there? Wait. Are we? Wait, we weren't talking about Clay. Were we talking about Clay? Clay. Okay, we're talking about Clay. I think that Clay is killing Andrew's chances of still being likable on this show. I really, really do. He just not shut up, but Clay, let Andrew forge his own path in Bachelor Nation. Let him do that because you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Let me get this one from the NikkiStar TV Jennifer Tracy. Tracy said, shout out to the NikkiStar replay gang. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and share the channel to your social media. Please like this video, guys, to help me get my likes up and my views up because nobody's watching this season. This is the lowest views I've ever had for any Bachelor season or Bachelorette season. Ain't nobody watching this season. This is a labor of love doing this, knowing that it's only 4 of us. Child, listen, if next season is not interesting, I'm not going to be putting my time into this because y'all want to see something else. I'll just hop on here and we'll just talk about the day and have a good time anyway. That's the best conversations when we don't have no script or, no order of ceremony. Thank you so much, Star Fam. Isn't he married? And 5'4", I think Tay is like 5'8". I don't know if that'll work. I don't get short king from her. I don't. But you never know. You never know. Good for her. Good for her if she's trying to make herself international. Why not? Work that market. Work that market. Miss Brown Sugar said, there's too much other good stuff on. I only watched some of the episode, but love hearing the conversations and recaps. Yeah, if Susie's season is boring, which it probably will be, I might still talk about I might still talk about it, but mix it in with something else because these shows ain't giving. These shows ain't giving what they used to give. They are not. Shawanda said, Nikki, have you heard of Dimitri too? You should do a recap collab. It would be amazing. No, who was that? Do they do The Bachelor or The Bachelorette? Let your girl know. Is it an app or actual person? Let me just look it up. Dimitri too. What the hell is that? Dimitri too. Dimitri? Oh, Dimitri Martin. I don't think you're talking about this comedian. Who is this person? Put their give me their full name. Oh, he has a YouTube channel. He recaps different shows. Oh. Why are we talking about Chris Pine? Who I need for him to get, I don't know what's going on. Have you seen Chris Pine recently? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Get off the mountain, honey. Come back to glory. Oh, yes. I'm excited about that. And I'm going to be collabing with my friend Miata. We're going to be doing that together. She reviews Bridgerton. Oh, I still haven't watched it yet, guys. I'm going to do my best to give it a watch. But, I really got to, if I'm watching that period pieces, it has to be about war. For some reason, I can only do period pieces if it's like families going to war and like dragons and dwarves and elves, and like I could do that kind of stuff. But the period pieces where it's just like, oh, I love you, I don't love you, I can't do it. Give me a goblin. I need a goblin. Give me a witch. I need a dragon slayer. I could watch The Witcher. I don't know what the hell is going on in The Witcher, but I'm loving the fights. I'm loving, that girl who had the mind stuff and she was, killing people. And then one of his friends came in and he was a tree, like a vine started crawling out of his neck. I can do that stuff. The other stuff, but she's like, Nick, you got to get into Bridgerton. And I'm like, any dragons? I would try to watch it. But as of now, me and her are going to collab on that show. I know everybody's saying it. I don't give it a shot. I have it saved on Netflix. I just haven't watched it yet. Amara said, Nikki, do you think that the Bachelor podcast, the only ones? Do you think that about the Bachelor? Nikki, what do you think about the Bachelor podcast? That the one that are from the show, they're the only ones with players lately. Well, I think that they work for the show. I think the only one who can be honest about was two. Bachelor. Is it Bachelor Biatches? Bachelor Babes. I think Bachelor Babes, who is the show with the girl who was she was the one that she had the Halle Berry cut with the hoops. That's all she would wear, and she was really young, and they were like, oh, she's too young, and she had a baby or whatever, like after the show. She has a podcast, and I think her and her friend do the podcast with their boyfriends or husbands. I think that is the only honest Bachelor podcast along with Nick's, because I think that their podcast, although it's based off Bachelor, they don't talk about, they have the freedom to talk about what they really want to talk about. I think the other Bachelor podcasts, they're under the umbrella of the Bachelor. The one with that Tasia used to be on with Grocery Store Joe. Those, I don't think that they can talk about what they really want to talk about. I don't think, they can't be honest. I don't think they can be honest. Nick can be honest, which is why y'all always cussing him out. Y'all don't like him. Ciao. And the Bachelor girls, Chatty Broads. Yeah, Chatty Broads. They can do it. They can do that. They can be honest. The other girls can't. I love The Witcher. It's such a good show. I don't know what's going on, but it's a good show. And Superman does have body yada yada. Pride and Prejudice, I actually did like that for some reason. I can't explain. I actually really like Pride and Prejudice, and I ended up like crying at the end. Weirdo vibes, but I really loved Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Did you see that one? That was a good one. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. That was a good one. Oh, thank you for posting the link. I will check him out. Check him or her out. Yeah, Becca. That's what her name. Oh my gosh. Ciao. The streets is talking about him. I haven't talked about him in a minute because I'm hoping this ain't true. Hoping it's not true. This is why you can never go up for a man. They will let you down every time. Listen, we're not going to get into the gossip because we don't do celebrity gossip over here, but the streets is talking, and I'm like, I hope not. Anyway, thank you so much for the super chat, Tracy. Keep Chris Pine in your prayers. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting scared. Babies, go back to acting. He needs some more acting roles because it's just something is happening, and I'm not used to him looking like that. Oh, it's called The Courtship. Thank you so much, JK Knight. The Courtship. Yes, we will be collaborating on that. Me and Miana, we'll talk about it soon. But we will definitely be talking about that soon and very soon. But yeah, Chatty Broads, and I think no, we're not talking about that. Evan! Simon said, I'm excited about Abbott, but we have to wait 3 weeks for a new episode. Don't worry. They're definitely going to get picked up. They're doing great numbers. Your Abbott Elementary is going to be on for a very long time. Shout out to Quinta. Girl, you did something that not a lot of us could do. You go, girl. Anyway, let me get out of here, family. I'm going to see you later for Love is Blind. I can only do one right now because I have something to do right after that, and I just can't squeeze another episode in. But just know I'll do my best to catch up this week. Just know I got a lot going on this week, okay? But I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. Love you, family. Yeah, Super Simone got all the tea. Go to her TikTok. She'll tell you everything. We don't do celebrity gossip over here. But yeah. Damn. Drewski said, speaking of never going up for a man, The Rock. Nope. No, we don't speak no celebrity. No. Super Simone got all the tea. Let her know. Let him know, Simone. You got it. Love y'all. Bye.